Good evening. Team Fortress 2. It's one of those games that can be described as a game which you have either played or you have seen. You know the type: Minecraft, Roblox, Half-Life 2, Portal, GTA, Among Us, Tetris, I don't know, ATS? Point is, you have either seen, heard, or even played these games. To further illustrate, have you seen any of these men before, or even just this art style? If you did recognize the art style or those characters, then congratulations, you have earned this mug with just the most handsome man on it. Anyway, the next thing I need to mention and explain is horror.
Holy crap, he's burning it for the insurance, man! The scene is not safe! Where are the cops?
In specific, analog horror, which is like horror but mainly based off of old camera/video equipment. VHSs, CRTs, camcorder tapes, DVDs, really anything physical that was used to store something digital. However, as the analog horror scene has progressed and grown old, a new sub-genre has emerged, which has been labeled by the great Richter Overtime as the quote-unquote source ARG. Now, let's break down what that means. I'll start with the ARG part, which concerning the series that we're covering, analog horror. And as for the other one, Source stands for the engine or category that games like Garry's Mod, Half-Life 2, and of course, Team Fortress 2 run on. One more thing to mention before I move on, is in the previous diagram, I mentioned digital 2000s horror, which is that sort of nostalgic, grainy, low video and audio quality. In this case, you had the added effect of early YouTube, of the unprofessionalism, a time before you could have custom thumbnails, and all this adds up to a video that can unnerve you, and in some cases, even frighten you. Alright, we have one more thing to cover before I can finally get out of this intro. The maker, the creator, and the YouTuber behind the series, that's definitely not it. KiegKillsReality's, who I will simply refer to as Keig from now on. His channel is linked below, and I would absolutely love for everyone to go check it out. It's almost at 100,000 subscribers, and I doubt this video is going to make a dent to that, but yeah. He mostly makes short, non-scary TF2 related skits. You know the ones, you'll watch them, and they'll make your day just that slight bit better. Or a lot better in some cases, but we're not going to talk about that. And he doesn't mostly just do spooky, scary stuff. He also made some Germa stuff. This helps me stay alive. Sorry, yeah. Keig, good content creator and even better animator. He has somehow combined what should be a normal TF2 plays experience with one that has been invaded by a interloper. Hey, is that a reference? Please nobody ask me to cover that, as I could not even start. And also, for those less adjusted to horror, I will leave timestamps for you to skip the spooky. There's no shame in it, we've all been there. There will be no jump scares outside of the videos themselves. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at Keig's TF2 Anomaly series. I hope you enjoyed that edit. Admittedly, it was not my best work, but anyway, we have more important stuff. The first video that we're covering is entitled 2fort_anomaly.mp4. It came out April 3rd, 2023. Go to this point to skip the video. Go ahead and take a look. The video opens with the player, assumingly someone young, just judging off the description's punctuation. Anyway, the player spawns in and walks out of spawn to find the average 2-fort server having a dance party, pretty much. This is something that happens pretty normal for the people that don't play TF2. But wait, didn't it say there were only 3 people in the server according to the class selection screen? Odd. Moving on, the scout goes down these stairs and then goes back up them to find that everyone has disappeared. He goes on to look at the sniper deck and finds a ragdolled blue sniper. Then something catches his attention and he follows what appears to be a red sniper down what is essentially the basement of 2-fort. The scout looks around a corner and sees the red sniper staying away from him. The scout is spooked and goes back around the corner. He peeks again, further looking at the sniper before getting jump scared, and the way the scout moves his mouse, it mimics being scared so well. I've done this so many times while playing horror games. Okay, maybe SWAT 4 doesn't count, but anyway, the scout proceeds to run away with the sniper chasing while playing some otherworldly sounds and distorting the screen. This is something that does not happen in regular TF2, until the scout escapes back to the safety of a regular 2-fort server, I guess, with only the blue sniper, who is now alive, taking interest in what the scout found. Now focusing our attention to the description of the video. The person recording the video believes that the anomaly seen here is part of a big recent update, which is an obvious lie. I mean, come on, it's been 7 years. Does this guy create an update in TF2? 7? Oh, come on, my dude. Sorry. Point is, the player probably thinks that this is something intentionally added by one of the, the one working TF2 dev. I'm sure that you've got more questions, which I unfortunately do not have answers for you since this is just the first video. So how about we take a look at the next one. This one is named doublecross_anomaly.mp4. It came out May 6, 23, about a month or so after the last one. Skip to this point, skip the scary. Take a look. Okay, this one definitely amps up the scare factor, and it's been living rent-free in my mind for like 2 months now. It's great. It starts actually normally, just normal double-cross gameplay, other than the spy and soldier dying sound effect being weirdly loud compared to the rest of the sounds. The scout makes a friend with a blue turtling engineer, never mind, then sees something catch his eye in the sewer system, question mark? I don't know, this door down here. And it's not just our player seeing this, it's also the engineer as well. The scout, pulling a 0 IQ moment, decides to investigate. He goes into the sewer, turns one way, looks back, sees something with white eyes jump behind a wall. The scout hesitates, goes around the corner, finds nothing, and tries to go back outside. But the sniper stops him with a bright light behind him. The sniper proceeds to chase him, turning into a new, bad guy. This is the scary, spooky Anomaly heavy, and we'll definitely be seeing more of him. Scout turns the corner and a bright white load trigger, according to the description, is now there. He runs through it, and what do you know, he's back at 2 Fort, with the same dead blue sniper and the same dark thing catching his attention. This time, the Scout is actually smart and decides to go the other way to get to the basement. And something to note for later here is that we can actually hear footsteps as the Scout runs into the entrance. Just something to note for later. Once again, the Anomaly walks behind the corner, and once again, the Scout is smart and decides to leave. The Anomaly isn't going to let him. The Anomaly makes the sound of the sniper pulling out his knife and jump scares and crashes the player's game. In the description of the video, it shows the player fearing to join another match and seeming like they're desperate to just write off as a bug or a feature with all the quote-unquote recent it's been 7 years, come on, Keig, you've got to be messing with us. Sorry. Anyway, so far it appears as if the Anomaly/anomalies can only scare crash the player on 2 Fort. They can chase, they can jump scare, they can appear on other maps, but it's like their power is greater in 2 Fort, but they can actually crash and destroy the player's game. Unfortunately, that is all I have for this video. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Now I am afraid that the next video is about to bring a whole lot more questions. It's entitled dustbowl_anomaly.mp4. It came out June 16th, 2023. This one came out a month and a half after the last one. Here's the time to skip. Let's take a look.
Why is there a spy right outside of spawn?
Time has been added.
Get on point!
Once again, this one opens rather normally, and something to note, this video doesn't seem like it's actually recorded to the main player, as according to the description. The video was downloaded from somewhere, and the main player is going to send a friend request to the person who we're watching, somebody new. Going back to the video, it's a normal Dust Bowl gameplay with a sniper who, just can't hit anything, and what was that? That looks like an Anomaly sniper. And now he's got white glowing eyes? He moved away. I'm sure it's nothing. The sniper moves from the first point to the second point and sees that everyone has progressively stopped moving, as if the sniper's internet was disconnected, or perhaps he was disconnected from the server itself. The sniper notices the Anomaly sniper has come back, and the rest of the screen darkens before going full Oppenheimer, and what do you know, they're back on 2 Fort. The sniper spawns in and walks into the connecting room into one of the entrances of the base, and sees a blue scout run to the basement. Now, big thanks to the comments on this one, as I originally had absolutely no clue, but this is the same scout from the double cross video. Remember those footsteps? Yeah, we're gonna bring them up here. We can verify this with the footsteps that we just heard, as they're both in the same room. Now, how did the scout not see the sniper? Well, either the sniper is invisible to the scout, or the scout just missed it. I'm inclined to believe the latter, however, this does mean that both these players were in the same world. Anyway, the sniper gets distracted by seeing what I'm assuming is the heavy Anomaly, but I cannot confirm that. It looks like a hand model, but maybe not. However, since we know that both players are in the same world, we can assume that the scout is experiencing the jump scare crash thing right now by the other Anomaly sniper. This is supported by hearing a scout dying sound effect, and when the sniper does fall where the scout went, he finds nothing. However, the sniper goes into the final room of the basement, which the scout never fully investigated, and when he turns the corner, a bright white door stands in front of him. The sniper hesitates for a moment, but the room goes dark and our spookily Anomaly Heavy forces their hand, tossing them face first into the door and ending the recording. Now this is probably the most iconic moment of the entire series. I mean, it was my first teaser that I made for the video. This part I absolutely love. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This is also the same video where we have a theory from the one and only the Discord server. Oh, the Discord server, what a fun place to hang out in. The theory was proposed by Octobor. It states that these white voids and white doors are teleports from the normal real TF2 world to the Anomaly world, and the 2-fort map is sort of a border world between the two. A fairly good theory, with the whole border world idea being absolutely fantastic, and it's probably true. Otto also proposes that if you go back through these white voids, you'd go back to the real TF2 world. This one I don't think is true, unless the Anomaly Heavy is actually working with the players and against the sniper. But why would the Anomaly Heavy actually help the player? It's a very good question and a fairly good theory. And to be fair, Otto also is questioning why, so yeah, we really don't have anything else to add, so I'm just gonna move on. I know it's a bit quick-paced, but I don't care. It's my video. The next video is a questionable one, as there really isn't a description for it. It's titled turbine_vent_sighting.mp4. It came out June 30th, 2023, meaning it came out just 2 weeks after the last one. Use a timestamp to skip. Take a look. The video opens with normal engineer turbine TF2 gameplay. Before the player makes friends with a pyro inside one of these turbine vents, the engineer passes the pyro and rounds a corner, and then the NG hears a death sound, proceeds back behind the corner to find the pyro had disappeared. He is then jump scared by our old Anomaly Heavy friend. The engineer runs out of the vent and escapes the Heavy, and takes his own teleporter to get further away. He goes through the teleporter and ignores the sniper up on the catwalk and walks towards the enemy spawn. The engineer gets spooked by the red door, which is only supposed to open for red players, opening for him, a blue team member. He moves away and stares into a window, the Anomaly Heavy scaring him again, and before the Heavy can get to him, the player quits the menu. Something to mention here, the description is just simply the title and a date, stating it took place June 30th, 2011. Which is the same date as the real video was released, at least if you ignore the year. Ignoring that, let me just clarify something here. Player 2 is the sniper in the Dust Bowl video, or the person that the first player is trying to contact. Scout in the Double Cross video, all the videos we've seen before this, is player 1, or the first player we were introduced. And this is a really big stretch here, and it might be a bit silly, but I believe this was taken by Sniper/Player 2, since Player 1 has always given us descriptions in the video they've taken. And this video has pretty much no description. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. Okay, the next one is a very short yet sweet video, as it does introduce probably my favorite character in the series, but
I mean, there's not really many of them, but whatever. It also introduces a lot of lore. This one came out July 30th, 2023, a full month after the last one came out, and it's entitled The Two-Fort Basement. Here is a timestamp to skip the video. Go ahead and take a look. It opened with someone who was not a person playing a game, but like the NPC itself, in a way. Anyway, looking around a corner and seeing a distorted head around another corner. This person moves away from the corner before hearing a sentry detect an enemy in the other corner of the two-fort basement. He then proceeds to run for his life before getting into the spawn room here. The door closes, he turns around and sees a spy. The screen becomes dark, the spy turns around, and his eyes are bright white. The spy's limbs distort and he jumps whoever we're watching the perspective of. Okay, a decent amount to unpack here. First off, this introduces a new character besides our past two players, and this character obviously records in a more, I guess, handheld camera, interloper, Type 5-esque style. But this video is more of just an introduction to our new character, who I will talk about a little bit more as he is in 2 more videos, and speaking of which, let's go look at the next video. This video is called TF2_Anomaly_Steal_found footage. It came out October 9th, 2023, about a month after the last one. This one is probably my favorite until another video came along while I was writing this script, which I'll discuss later. Here's the timestamp to skip the video. It opens with our engineer friend from the two-fort basement video on the map CP Steel, with something, presumably the spy from the basement video, stalking the engineer. The now very happy engineer looks around and records a moving circuit table, I think it is, that then gets pulled back from around the corner it came from by a ghost of some sort. Now, like the engineer cares, he just shrugs it off and keeps moving on. We get another scene of the engineer being stalked by an anomaly. I think it's the spy. The engineer runs away from it before turning the camera around to look at practically nothing. He then turns the camera around again and... yeah. So the engineer has been taken, not eaten, because that would probably make absolutely no sense, by the anomaly spy. He also gets raptured by the average Left 4 Dead 2 hunter sound effect. Wait, hold on. The video isn't over. Huh. So the spy takes the engineer through the portal, probably takes him back to Tooth Fort. Then the sniper, which has also been stalking him the whole time, picks up the camera. Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that. The sniper, who I would have never noticed if it wasn't for Spy from TF2, has been in the background for most of the video. He was here in this window during the ghostly table bit, and I also think he's here in this window while the engineer was looking at nothing. Now, could this figure be the spy? Maybe, but I don't think so, as it took the sniper a while to get to the camera, and since we never see the head, we can't really confirm if this is the sniper in the window from before, since it appears that sniper had the hat called the Desert Marauder. But at the time of writing, we don't really know where the story of the engineer and now the sniper really goes. However, I do have a theory that this video itself was uploaded by the sniper, since the description is very cryptic and yet also clear. It also sounds like an attempt to way too deep quote, but never mind. Something pyrocynical on lead video. On to the next one. The next video is called Soldier POV underscore TF2 underscore Anomaly .mp4, which gets September 4th, 2023, around 5 weeks after the last video. Once again, we get introduced into a new character, which might just be a one-off, probably. Anyway, here's your timestamp. This one starts with a spooky freeze frame, which diverges into some soldier gameplay. And hold on, wait. Is that the engineer and the scout from the double cross video? Yeah, most of you probably already guessed that. Also, cheers for Keig trying to keep us at least semi-contained. Sorry. Yeah, normal soldier gameplay, overextending an extremely aggressive amount, failing rocket jumping, and blowing themselves up. And respawning in the spooky double cross? That's not going in. There's no way. Actually, no, that's definitely going in. The soldier walks out of spawn and goes through this door here. Soldier's gameplay slows down as if the game was trying to load something, but the game normally lag spikes. So I don't really know what happened here. Perhaps Renee could explain, or maybe it's just something Keig did. Anyway, the soldier walks back into the spawn room and goes down these stairs here after hearing some sort of running sound. He continues down the stairs after hearing more running. The soldier tries to investigate this vent for some reason. Never mind. Soldier walks to the sewer intersection after hearing some howling noise. Soldier then gets dragged down one of the sewer tubes, and the view ends with a freeze frame of the soldier looking at an extremely distorted engineer. We know this is a soldier as there's a very faint shadow from the freeze frame of Soldier's rocket launcher. Now, I did notice a theory, which is probably true, that this engineer here is the same one from the double cross video, the one that player 1 made friends with. The theory was proposed from Observer 4410, and it basically said how...
I wonder when, if we get the NG's perspective, as he followed the scout in the double cross video, but died off camera with only his corpse being visible for a second.
Now, I did say this is probably true, and there is plenty of evidence to back this up, as we do hear a body of some type hit the floor in the double cross video. We also know that this isn't the soldier, as we hear the soldier shoot a rocket and die, just like in this video. So yeah, this theory is pretty rock solid, and is pretty much a fact. However, we have one more thing to discuss. The description of this video, it just says TRU, and then June 6, 2011, which places it 3 weeks or so before the turbine video. But what does TRU mean? It gives the same vibe as the BLU team, which stands for blue. So maybe this one is true, which is probably true. Never mind. That's pretty much it that we have for this video, so let's go ahead which is called Help, My TF2 Game is Haunted. Very nice. It came out January 14th of this year, or 2024, and this one was released 3 months and 1 week after the last one. Really letting it cook, eh, Keig? Anyway, here's a timestamp to skip the video. Take a look.
Teleporter going up. Erecting a dispenser.
The video starts with just the highest quality text on screen that the early 2010s could get, and ooh, is that red sniper leg? Can we get the NFL on Fox play-by-play sponsored by Bang Energy? Yeah, definitely an anomaly, but the player we're following believes that he was just seeing things. Ooh, try denying that. The player then tries to make contact with the anomaly by typing in the game chat, which is a very good idea and makes me question what the other players were doing. The player walks around trying to find the anomaly and is confused as he says that they're the only one in the server. The player then leaves his PC to go make a sandwich. We proceed to see the player's game start to do a little bit of screen tearing, and then see a blue sniper come out of behind this shed. It then starts typing TRNOFF. The player's screen keeps tearing, and we hear what sounds like a radio static, as if it was combined with like what the screen tearing would probably sound like before. So yeah, an anomaly door appears and snatches the sniper. I have genuinely no clue. The player then just copies what I've been saying this whole time, is trying to take my job, with poor grammar and internet skills, mind you. Then they start walking back into the building before hearing something take fall damage, start quickly walking towards them. And we also hear the start of a reload sound, and I can't exactly pin down which reload sound it is, however, so sorry. The player again tries communicating to the anomaly via game chat, again with very poor grammar. He then walks towards this door and gets teleported into a public casual game. We see some semi-normal aimless walking around before they walk around this corner and their game is crashed. Before the player ends the video, he looks back at his recording and blames what is most likely a random real player and then we get a shot of the sniper that crashes game. This isn't like any sniper animation in the game, however, and we can see the eye. There appear to be anything off about this sniper. So is it an anomaly? Potentially yes, but maybe it is a different type of anomaly, one that maybe crashes your game instead of taking you to 2 forward or scaring you. And considering the sniper is red, is this sniper different from the one back in Player 1/Scouts videos? Maybe, but to counteract that argument, we can go back to the point of not seeing his eyes. Maybe it is just an anomaly sniper and we just can't see his eyes. And considering that Keig seems to have done his best to try and keep the story not entirely crazy and sort of self-contained, it is probably the same anomaly sniper from the Player 1 Scout videos. Moving on, or actually backwards in this case, to the blue sniper, there were two proposed theories by Whaley5336, which talk about how the sniper's name, which I didn't mention on purpose, being player placeholder _0, not being a malicious name. The other theory proposed by Wald said it told the protagonist to turn the game off, aka TRNOFF. Now this is a very good theory, which I never would have put together on my own, thank goodness. I personally think this theory is true, as why would the blue sniper hurt the player? That is a good question. Why did the blue sniper not scare the player? Was it because the player was gone? Was it because he was blue and the sniper was also blue? Why did the sniper move like a player and not like a animated anomaly? Was the sniper an actual player? Was it player 2? What happened to him? Many questions that probably won't be answered, but I suppose since we are talking about comments, I may as well bring up the fact that the real Richter Overtime commented and mentioned that the player gets into a real TF2 server, and the server is apparently in 2024, which means that these anomalies can make portals that time travel. This does contradict what I said about Keig's keeping the story not insane, but give it a break. I doubt this will ever come up again. I will repeat myself, I doubt this will ever come up again. Please, Keig, I don't want to have to explain it. I'll end off with one more small thing. Whoever we're seeming to follow in this video appears to be a new player, not only to the Anomaly series, but also to TF2. The player also seems very confused, and this is based off the description where the player, well, they say that they're new, and also they also exclusively only ask questions. This is also definitely not one of the previous players mentioned, as this one actually uses proper grammar and punctuation in exactly one of their sentences. One more piece of evidence is the way this player writes the description. It seems that this is the first time they have run into these anomalies, compared to the other two, which have at least had some experience. Anyway, that's enough said. Let's move on to the next one. The next video is the first one which has actually come out after I started making this video. It's entitled 2-4 Doorway. It came out March 10th, 2024, a little less than 2 months after the previous one. Here's the time to skip. It opens with the handheld camera perspective, and whoever has the camera is running down to the basement of the 2 fort. In the background we hear a distorted whirring sound of some type, as if a game is replaying the last sound heard before it crashes. Our camera peeks around the corner to find the distinctive white door, and the whirring is also stopped once we see this door. Then starts again once something appears in the white door. Assuming an anomaly, it probably is. As for what Anomaly it looks like the figure of a pyro, but it could be the sniper without his hat. It can't be the heavy, as it looks not as rotund. And it could be the spy, but the figure looks too wide at the hips to be the spy. However, it doesn't really matter. The cameraman hides behind the corner, then the Anomaly disappears, and the cameraman walks around and towards the white door. The camera's video and audio systems start glitching, and the cameraman extends his hand out. The camera cuts, it comes back to a blank white room, which has more distorting noises, and the camera is still glitching. The cameraman points the camera down, and it's the engineer's legs. This is the engineer that got raptured in the CP Steel video. But how does he get to CP Steel? Oh, I guess that's semi-convenient, just a random square which leads to CP Steel. Of course, the cameraman or engineer walks towards the door, steps out, looks around a bit, turns the camera around to confirm it is in fact the engineer from the CP Steel video, and to confirm even more, he smiles. He then ends the video, assuming to start the new one, aka the CP Steel video. Now this is an absolutely massive and huge implications for the lore. For one, we now know that the Anomalies use these white doors to travel between TF2 maps. However, it does bring up the question of why is it when players go through these doors, they simply load the map, while when our engineer friend goes through them, he's physically able to walk around in them. Does this also mean that Anomalies are able to walk around in them like the engineer can, or do they simply teleport like the players? Since we say that the Anomaly came out of the white door in the video, they simply appear instead of walking out. Maybe our engineer friend and now the sniper are the only ones who can walk through these doors instead of teleporting. If so, does that mean they can hide in the blank room? And would it be safe, since the Anomalies can only teleport through them and not walk into them? Or maybe these doors are only used for transporting the players and whoever is captured by the Anomalies? After all, the red sniper is also in the background of this video. Oh, sorry, did I not mention that? Yeah, thanks to the people pointing it out, but this red sniper in the background near the end of the video, this is probably the Anomaly sniper from the previous and the 2-4 videos, and isn't the one at the end of the CP Steel video, since that one is blue. And if I had to guess, this sniper probably gave up and let the spy capture the engineer, which leads to even more questions. Do the Anomalies only go after specific targets? If so, what happens when one Anomaly goes after another Anomaly's target? Do they start fighting each other all out style like an Until Dawn?
Oh shit, dude.
Golem fight.
Oh, fuck.
Golem fight.
Okay, maybe I need to cool down the amount of questions I'm asking, especially considering this video is probably bringing up more questions than it is answering. And I get that there has to be an air of mystery around any type of ARG story, so I should really stop now and just move on to the next section, which is one of the main reasons I'm making this video. Alright, so the next part I have planned is what essentially is a timeline of events, just like those videos that I just made on every single game or TV show or movie that has ever been made. I mean, come on, do we really need a timeline video for Minecraft or the original Avatar? I mean, come on, Avatar is the most straightforward show coming from a timeline perspective. No, don't get off topic. Anyway, this will be a relatively simple timeline. Most of the theories I propose will be left out, as I'll probably only add the theories that I can remember or are super relevant. Sorry, without further ado, let's change this to black, and pow! Welcome to real life, welcome to a whiteboard, and welcome to my real hands. Hope you can see them well. This part was inspired by his recap video for Pretty Little Lies, which was absolutely fantastic. And I got a whiteboard instead of a corkboard because I don't get paid to make these videos. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so let's start out with some, I guess, housekeeping of some sort. All starts out in 2011. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. Ooh, camera, please focus. And also all starts out with player 1, of course, aka our scout, who I have right here. So here's his story. You can actually see that. Just try and follow along with what I'm saying. So, of course, all starts out with, please camera focus on, focus, please. Hopefully you guys can see that. 2-4 Anomaly, of course, first video. Put that right there. That's where our timeline starts.
Now we connect this video here to several things, which is, just some housekeeping, of course. So, of course, we have the red Anomaly sniper, and then we also have 2-4, which I will put. It's a good strategic place to put it. I guess I'll just connect that to here. Here. Of course, that's one story. Of course, we can continue this story from here with the double cross video. If it would focus, please. Okay, whatever. Double cross video. Yeah. Just put that there. So again, this all ties into player 1's storyline. Why is the Sharpie not a Sharpie? Then we can connect this to the 2-Fort, or the Blue Soldier, who does get a one-off video, which I will connect him to, and also connects, keep in mind, also the Blue Engineer, who I forgot to print him out. Alright, that's my bad. So we got the Soldier POV video connected to the Double Cross video, along with the Soldier and all of this other stuff. So, yes, still, there's also the TRU thing, which I cannot connect to anything, I'm sorry, but there's just nothing to tie it into. So, Soldier, a bit of a sort of one-time event thing, but yeah. We can also connect the double cross video with the first appearance of our boy, the Anomaly Heavy, who I want to show off because of his stupid eyeballs. Yay. So, we connect him and put him here. And the double cross video. So that's great. Anyway, so yes, we can connect this video also back to 2-Fort. Go. Back to 2-Fort, and that is the end of players 1. So I'll go ahead and get player 2 up here. Obviously, so now we have player 2 on the board, and his first video is, of course, the the Dust Bowl video. Who I just put in the wrong placement, but it's Sharpie, so whatever. Okay, so we can connect this with a lot of things actually already. Obviously, we can connect this with the Anomaly Heavy. We can connect this with the Anomaly Sniper. How do I get it around? I guess I'll just do this. Connect it with the Anomaly Sniper, and we can also connect it with 2-Fort, obviously. And we can also connect this with player 1. This is already getting very complicated with these lines, so keep up. We can also connect this with something new, which is the white door. That's not very visible, but hopefully you can see it. And I'll put that here. I did not plan this out well, if you cannot tell. I did, but not really. So, bring that down. Yes, the white door. Very important. Now I have added the turbine video, because again, this is just my theory, but my theory is that the turbine video is in fact connected to player 2, since, just going off descriptions and guessing, if I'm being honest, there's a lot of guessing involved in this. So, yes, that is connected to, the turbine video is connected, in my opinion, to player 2, which we connect this with the Anomaly Heavy. I need a crossover, sorry. This is disgusting. And that will be where we end all of this. The two players, player 1 and player 2, that's where we end their story, and we pick up somebody new, which coincidentally is my favorite character. Next up we have is the Engineer NPC Type 5 Interloper demo thing. Sorry about his picture, by the way. I know you can't really see it that well. Unfortunately, the only picture I could get of him smiling was super dark, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to be seen. But yes, we have more to talk about with him. Obviously, his story starts out with the the shortest video of the series in the 2-Fort basement video, which we can also connect to 2-Fort. So I will. How do I do this? There's too many lines here now. I get why people don't like doing this now. So we connect that to 2-Fort, and then we can also connect that to, we can connect that video to the Anomaly Spy, who is sort of off camera, but he's over there. He's over there. He's over there. The next video up that we can connect his storyline to is the, well, I guess, yeah, let's put this up here. Sorry for getting a lot of my arm. Then we will put the 2 fort doorway video, which does make sense to come after the 2 fort basement one. So connect those two. And also connect to mention something here. How does the engineer get away from the spy at the end of this video? Because I would like to imagine that the way he got away from him, and the reason that these 2 videos are separate, is that he smashed the camera in the spy's face, and the spy just like recoiled in like such like disgust of like the YouTube comment section. Some of the comments on some of these videos are absolutely the craziest thing I've ever heard. But then again, that is essentially the TF2 community. But yeah, enough yapping. The 2 fort doorway video can be connected to the Anomaly sniper somehow. Don't question it. So that could be connected to the Anomaly sniper, and of course also 2 fort. Oh, sorry, Claire. Okay, well, ignore this. Okay, my line drawing isn't the best. And then we have the Steel Anomaly video, which we can connect obviously back to the spy, of course. And that is about it for the engineer. Something I would like to mention is how, if my theory is correct, we'll see this story again in the future with another, like, we'll see this story essentially continue with the blue, the blue sniper that we didn't get to see in the video. So, if my theory is correct, that is, of course. Okay, then up here is the most recent video, which is the long one, the 3-minute one. I'll talk about this in a moment. Obviously, we connect this back to the, oh, I forgot to connect this, the TF2 doorway, the 2 fort doorway, we can connect that to, the 2 fort doorway, connect back to the white door, obviously. And then that's it. And then this can get drawn back to, obviously, the Anomaly sniper. Many lines going back to him. He's a main suspect, just saying that now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else that connects this to this whole universe other than it being made in the Anomalies, being made by Keig. There really isn't anything that we have to go off of that video either, because it's pretty much completely unrelated. There is the turn off game thing, which is pretty interesting, but again, that doesn't relate to anything I've laid out on this board, which I should probably take a better screenshot of and put up right here, because the lighting on this is absolutely horrible. I'll get better lighting later, but this is whatever, okay? I only had a week to prepare this. Why am I yapping? Stop yapping. Move on to the next section. Take me back. Take me back to the...
Alright, conclusion. For this one, I'll be taking like a sort of quick retrospective look at the whole series as, I guess, a whole, not just looking at each episode. And I'll try to be as unbiased as possible. So, adding in stuff like source ARG cliches and some new creative things that Keig added. First thing I probably want to mention is the obvious black entity number 9,400,300. I don't know how to do numbers. This is a very common trope for those who don't know. Just spooky black ragdoll in the background. Now, to be fair to Keig, it's a little bit more creative than the black G-Man model. Now it's a black sniper, spy, and heavy, all which have spooky white eyes, which... Wait a minute, hang on.
I was right.
Okay, am I saying that Keig took the white eyes from the Iron Lover series? No, he probably didn't. It's one of those common tropes. But they do look similar. Another thing to mention, which I don't really have a problem with, is the 4:3 ratio and the spooky thing hiding behind the corner, then disappearing. Something would be the handheld camera aesthetic, which is less of a cliche, more of a style, I guess. So I'll let that one just slide. The last thing that should be mentioned, which is sort of in between the two of cliches and new things, is the white doors. I do know of other ARG series that have done the white door thing, but I think Keig put a pretty unique spin on it. For one, we don't actually enter the white doors until episode 9, and if it wasn't for episode 9, it still would be seen as something mysterious and we would never ever get an explanation for. And that's pretty much it. The series does a lot of original and imaginative things, which I'm going to proceed to gush about for however long the rest of the script takes to get done. Let's start off with the small details that make the video just seem more like it was recorded by a real person. The camera shake, the friendships that last 5 minutes, the poor grammar, the editing, if you could even call it that. I could keep going, but I've already cut so much from the script. Another thing I absolutely love is the way that anomalies distort the screen and audio when they chase or jump scare the player. It's something I've never seen in any other ARG series done to this degree, and I absolutely love it. To add on to that point, the way you know that the anomaly is going to, I guess, strike, I love how you can tell when the screen goes dark, things are about to go downhill. It's about to hit the fan. It also has the added effect of making you absolutely dread when it goes dark, which is so good. And since we're already talking about lighting, the way the anomalies are lighted are so cool. And you can really see this in its full glory when anomalies show up in some other of Keig's videos, which are unrelated. Oh, sorry, did I not mention that? Yeah, Keig makes shorter animations too, go check them out. And his Anomaly series has sort of been blending in there as well. I'm not looking at these as I'm 95% sure that these aren't canon, or maybe they're half canon. I don't really want to ask since I think it's a bit cheap, but whatever. Back to the point. Their lighting in some of these probably not canon videos goes extremely hard. Like, look at this stuff. Additionally, the idea of having two unrelated players on the same map and they both never get to interact with each other, which is just so cool in an ARG series, which makes the player just feel so secluded and lonely. It's great, and I love it. Goodness, I said that a lot, but you can really tell I like this series. Next thing is something I know a lot of other ARG series do, but I love the way that Keig does it. With him swapping between just a screen recording to handheld to poorly edited Windows Movie Maker videos. I just love it all. And the last thing I would like to mention is the absolute sheer terror we see in the engineer before he gets grabbed. I love it because we'd all react in the same way if this was a real situation. And when I watched this for the first time, I had the same exact reaction as the engineer, just pure shock and just sadness for the engineer because I knew he was about to die. Believe me, there is more that I could have mentioned. There was an entire page I planned for this script, but I had to cut that out just to keep this video relatively short. I'm sure it's not, but whatever. In conclusion, Keig has made an absolute banger of a Source ARG series in a time when Source ARGs have kind of died and are become bland or repetitive, which is a whole other topic I'm really not willing to get into since it's way too big of an issue for me to handle. But back to the main point. Keig's series has been a breath of fresh air. It got me back interested in analog horror as a whole, even if this one doesn't actually count as analog horror, but whatever. Another benefit to watching this series is being introduced to Keig's channel, which is an absolute delight. Please go check out his stuff, for real. And if you're only interested in the ARG stuff, well, you could analyze those, I guess. Anyway, Keig has done some truly, insanely, absolutely fantastic job making this series. It's everything I love and could have wanted from a Source ARG. And I especially love that the story behind it all isn't too complicated because I'm not too particularly good at making good theories. Insert MatPat retired joke here. While I do think that there are something could have been built off of to made better or just in general just minor little mistakes, I still think it is a great series and I need to stop praising it because I need to wrap up this video. Alright. Now, unless I find another really good ARG/horror series that really interests me, maybe that one, I probably won't make another video on a different series. As for if, well, I might, yeah. I might do a follow-up video covering Keig's newer videos, maybe like in the fall, which at the rate I make videos will be out in like 2 to 3 videos from now, or like 6 months. Actually that's about it, yeah. The next video could be racing related, probably. It might be on a certain NR 2003 League, nudge nudge, cough cough. Or maybe it won't be. Right, yes, credits. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in 4 months. And then, huh? What do you mean I missed a video? Okay, let's take a look at it then. Oh, come on, Keig!
I deleted every social from my phone, and it's been a minute since I've been here all alone in this. Been a minute since I've been here all alone in this. Tell me, what am I gonna miss if I need a couple moments on my own? When it's been a minute since I've been here all alone in this. Been a minute since I've been here all alone in this. Hell, it's been long enough. I feel the stars and I fill my cup, but I don't talk about it.